Hey, Cajun family.
Once we decided on the exact location of where we wanted to build our shop,
We had loads and loads of dirt hauled in to build this whole pad up about 2 feet.
then of course we received all 4 of our containers, which meant that we needed to start fabricating the inner works of our structure.
From there, we set the pins, cut the lumber, and started building the forms for this foundation. And lucky for us, we had help along the way. And that brings us to now.
After loads and loads and loads of dirt shoveled back up to the forms, we installed the drain that we honestly almost forgot to put in.
And we also added some wire to add reinforcement for when the concrete arrives.
Okay, so,
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
and it was 3:30 somewhere also this morning.
Today's the day we're going to pour our shop pad. Pump truck's already here. Finishing crews getting lined out outside.
Yeah, and they said they'd be here at 6, and apparently that means 5 something. So, you know what? That means we're on the roll, right?
Hey, we're on a good track. Everybody's here. I would say everybody's happy, but that's not the case. No.
And then also last night we got a cold front that came through, or I guess this morning. So as we're going to be working this morning, actually going to be getting colder and colder and colder just for a few days. But that cold front is bringing the chance of rain. Go figure.
Oh, yeah.
So the only day that we're going to be pouring concrete is the only day that has like a 70% chance of rain. So fingers crossed that it just doesn't rain real bad. We do expect a little bit of showers here and there, but lucky for us, this house pad does not have to be a smooth finish. So
Lucky for us that we don't have much money tied up into this, like maybe our life savings.
just a little bit.
We'll see how this turns out. Hopefully the rain will hold off. Oh, man.
Jimmy, that's insane.
It's showtime.
So this is what had to get here so early. And it's called a pump truck. Jim keeps calling it a pump wagon, so whichever one offends less people.
Well, it's just the slab's so big that you can't really, unless we left one side of the forms off, the trucks couldn't get in there to it. And if it starts raining or whatever, we would be in a world of hurt. So with that pump truck, the trucks just dump into that pump. They put the concrete where they need it, and the trucks drive straight back out the driveway.
Okay, so I thought that we'd put all the posts in that we needed to. So what are they doing right now?
They're putting in grade stakes. So what they're doing is they shot the level on the outside perimeter of the forms, and their screed is only so long. So what they'll do every so often is drive in those grade stakes and shoot the top of that stake in at exactly the same height. That way they can put their forming board on top of that stake and they can screed. That'll give them a reference, keep that slab good and flat.
It's freezing and you were in stinking shorts.
But I have a jacket on. When you have a jacket on, it totally cancels out the shorts. These Crocs, hey, it's amazing how warm these Crocs are, really.
With how cold it's supposed to get this year, do you think you would consider wearing insulated Crocs?
Not a chance. I might lock these into 4-wheel drive and put on some socks or something, but that's about the extent of it. that north wind is headed this way and it's drizzling rain. So we're standing on the south side of this container with the door open. So we're not even feeling any rain. All the wind. Oh Lord, I've spent many a miserable day out in that stuff just like that. I know what they're feeling, and it ain't fun.
Thinking places where you spend your time. Ain't no place I'd rather go. You're a funny little critter and I love you so. And I wanna take a ride and we'll bear in your mind. I come and sit down with me in a rocking chair. Coffee pot is nice and hot. We can sit in our underwear. Tell me about the dreams you had last week, swimming all around with the fish in the sea. Come sit down with me in a rocking chair.
Things just got serious.
They're looking up and we're looking down. We can wave to the people in my hometown now. Come on, baby, let's fly up to the moon. And I wanna take a ride in the wheelbarrow in your mind. Take me all around to the thinking places where you spend your time. There ain't no place I'd rather go. You're fun and better and I love you so. And I wanna take a ride in the wheelbarrow in your mind. Yeah, I wanna take a ride in the wheelbarrow in your mind.
The Dirt Doctor comes with many trays, including fighting the drone.
All I want in this whole life, a little red house and a country wife, a picnic table out on the lawn, a couple of kids and a couple of dogs. Work all day to 5:30, chain link fence and a gravel drive. The wind chime ringing on my front porch, a brand new carpet on every floor, and a rope swing tied around a limb of a tall oak tree. It don't sound like much, but it sure is heaven to me. A big bathtub in my bathroom, microwave, dishwasher too. The folks say hi when they pass on the street. A clean pair of socks.
As y'all know, we live on a construction site. Even whenever we're not working, we always have our hands dirty, whether it's welding, working on the tractor, working in the garden, whatever the case may be, we are constantly surrounded by roll your sleeve up type of situations. Knowing this, we knew that we needed a phone case that would be durable, and that's why we went with the Dexner full body case. Dexner has created this case for outdoor enthusiasts to embrace the beauty of nature. Being military grade certified, this case can withstand a ton and has an over 3-year lifespan. Having dual layer design with tough PC shell and shockproof bumper covers, your phone is protected from those oops moments that we all know that happen. To help prevent those moments, Dexter has equipped the case with an anti-slip grip texture. Plus, having the raised edges, your phone screen and camera are protected from scratches. Dexter is committed to protecting your precious device while respecting the environment. To find out more, head down to the description, and thank you Dexter for sponsoring this video. Well, the big gray rock has been sitting now for 2 or 3 days, so time to shine again.
Big, liquid, now solid, really expensive gray rock. Really, really, really like a whole bunch better than mud though in the wintertime.
That's the truth.
That is going to make such a difference in the wintertime, which we're getting into right now, but man, just to be able to walk outside and work on something without standing in the mud.
Yeah, it's the winter time and I've got short sleeves on. Jim's got short sleeves and shorts on, so.
No, but it was 31 degrees this morning though.
Well, it didn't snow, so.
It was chilly this morning. So it does get chilly, but it does get nice most of the time during the day.
So the way the Louisiana winter works is really just cold for a few days and it'll warm up. Then cold for a few days and then it'll warm up.
Yeah, but usually in between that cold and warm, it's a lot of rain. We've really lucked out so far. This drought's been so weird this year. I'm just not really wanting to get too comfortable because I'm suspecting at any time the bottom's going to start falling out and everything's going to be flooded like it normally is.
So now that this slab is set up, we're gonna go ahead and get our shovels out and rake all this dirt back away from the forms. That way we can pull them out.
Well, at least away from the stakes where the screws are anyway. I have shoveled dirt to these forms, shoveled dirt away from these forms. I have moved this dirt, and you have too. I don't know how many times. This should be just like pulverized powder by now, as much as it's been moved.
I was gonna help you finish shoveling, but
It looks like the journeyman shoveler has showed up. Has tools, will travel.
I'm like 95% positive that she just told you that her shovel broke down.
That her what?
Shovel broke down.
I think my shovel's getting a little low of oil. Maybe it needs a tune-up. My shovel needs a tune-up. That's what it is.
Your brother has impeccable timing. On the last little row.
Oh yeah, Dirt Doctor bringing in the cow base.
Wag's got this place slicked off and looking so stinking good. Hey, you put down some of this stuff called road base, and I'm gonna let Jim kind of explain what that is, because to me it just kind of looks like crushed concrete.
It's just really kind of a crushed stone. And the reason we wanted to put that on there all the way around here is to keep the water from washing away from the slab. After this stuff gets wet a few times, it compacts really like concrete. It gets super hard. So it should be here for us for years and years without really much maintenance at all.
Also, being that half of this is gonna be actually just a covered area to be able to store some stuff like the tractor, the side-by-side, you know, stuff like that, we wanted to have a ramp built up on one side. We didn't want to have to go straight from the dirt or whatever season it is, the mud, to this concrete, because actually I don't think we would have made it.
Yeah, like we said before, this thing's built up so high, it would have been muddy and slick, and we would have made a mess of our concrete every time we pulled up here. We did get a lot of comments while we were forming this thing up. Is this going to be a dry pour project or a wet pour project? And it's obvious that it was a wet pour project, so let me explain why. The dry pour is a really, really easy process, and it's really better suitable for something small or an area that you just can't get a mixed truck in if you have a large project. We were fortunate enough to get the concrete trucks in here. Now, to put this in perspective, we paid $160 a yard for this concrete. If we would have poured it by hand, it would have cost us $225 a yard. So the cost would have been more to actually dry pour this rather than have it wet poured. And now to address the other elephant in the room, which would have been how many bags would it have even taken to dry pour this? And the answer to that is it would have taken 2,295 80-pound bags of concrete to have poured this thing.
One more time for the people in the back.
That would be the grand total of 2,295 80-pound bags of concrete.
Do you know how many loads that would have been in the truck?
Do you know how many sore backs that would have been?
We wouldn't have had a bag. You know how many trips?
Yeah,
to the chiropractor we would have had.
I mean, I think we could have done it. We've done some crazy stuff, but man, the juice would not be worth the squeeze. It would have been more expensive. Hard to find that many bags for one. And the work would have been grotesque.
And the other thing is, why didn't we just do the finishing? Because that was one thing that I asked Jim. I said, well, can we just go ahead and do the finish work? And y'all, there would have been absolutely no way. They had 8 people and they were still fighting dry spots in this, even though it was raining. So for us, there's absolutely no way that 2 people could have handled this. Even if the dirt doctor would have came and helped us, there's just absolutely no way that 2 or 3 or even 4 people would have been able to finish this slab by ourselves.
It's just a huge project. If you had 3 or 4 or 5 people that were really, really seasoned, you could have probably pulled this off, but you would have worked yourself into the ground.
Yeah, we're not seasoned in much.
No, not in much at all. Anyway, we were fortunate to have these people at our disposal. They're really great. We've worked with them in the past. They came out, they did a phenomenal job for us. Super friendly bunch. And we couldn't be more pleased with the way this thing turned out.
Now there are a lot of track marks in this road base right now, but all we need to do is take like chain link fence or just a piece of some type of cattle panel, and we can just run right over it and it'll knock all these little humps down. So it will not stay like this, thank goodness. So we need to knock that out, but in the meantime, I'm gonna show y'all exactly how this turned out, and we are so pleased with the result.
Kiss it, baby.